another nice warm welcome to Wellbeing Core. It's nice to have you here again, and thank you for watching. I hope you're keeping a positive frame of mind and keeping safe and keeping healthy. Last week I talked about the gut, and as part of that I talked about the gut microbiome, which is the gut bacteria. Now I think that is a very important aspect of our health, the gut microbiome, and that is why I'm talking about it again today, because it has effects in various ways on our well-being, on our health as a whole. So let me start by talking about some of the things that our microbiome has been found to be really important for and has impact on. A British Medical Journal article stated that people who experience anxiety symptoms might be helped by taking steps to regulate their gut bacteria, which means our gut bacteria has impact on our mental health. A lot of studies have proven that gut bacteria has an impact on our mental health. So, and this was a 2019 article, just last year. Also, the treatment of certain gut diseases, certain inflammatory gut diseases like irritable bowel disease, Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndrome, some of these conditions, it's been found that improving the gut microbiome and the diversity of it is looking promising with these conditions. So, but as we all know, prevention is better than cure. So it's best to try to have diversity of gut bacteria rather than waiting until symptoms start to appear and then trying to correct that. So, but at least there are promising prospects with treatment with gut bacteria or increasing the diversity in these inflammatory conditions. Also, it's recently become obvious that alteration in the gut bacterial community can actually cause immune dysregulation, which then leads to autoimmune diseases. So this is an ongoing research, but increasingly they're finding more and more that these things are very, very linked. So again, increasing the diversity of the gut bacteria actually increases the body's capacity to fight harmful bacteria and also at the same time protect the body from autoimmunity. So protect the body from actually creating immune responses towards itself. That's what that means. And now another very, very recent study that has been reported, and this is like in a matter of less than a week ago that has been reported. It's like, you know, the scientists feel like this is definite, this is conclusive. They are certain that there is an association between an imbalance in gut bacteria and Alzheimer's disease. And this is from University of Geneva. It's less than a week that this has been confirmed, that they can confirm the association. So increasingly, there is more information coming out about the impact of not having a real diverse gut bacteria not to talk of the, the entire population, but the diversity of it is so key for health and well-being. So, well, 3 key areas I've mentioned here today. The mental health, which is, how our gut bacteria affects anxiety level, and gut illnesses like irritable bowel disease, Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndrome, and other inflammatory bowel illnesses. So there is still ongoing research, but the initial pointers are that a diversity in gut bacteria would improve symptom and immunity. So the way our gut bacteria impacts our immunity, they are linked. The diversity of our gut bacteria is really linked to our immunity and our immune system, to how our body is able to fight pathogens, and to how our body can be helped to not fight itself in form of autoimmune symptoms. And lastly, the new research about how scientists feel it's conclusive now that there is a link between gut bacteria, the lack of diversity in gut bacteria, and Alzheimer's disease, which leads to dementia. So, well, one more point as well. There's also ongoing research as to how gut bacteria may be linked to obesity. And this is just to do with connections between how the gut bacteria affect our insulin production or insulin sensitivity, whether our insulin is sensitive enough or not as much, and weight gain. There is ongoing research on that as well. So, but now the key points that I just would like everyone listening to this video to take away is to know what are the things that could affect my gut bacteria. What are the things that could affect the diversity of it? And what can I do about it? So first, let me talk about the factors that could affect gut bacteria. So number 1 is age and delivery pattern. So as in whether the individual, beginning from childhood, from infancy, was the child delivered naturally by vaginal delivery, or whether it was by cesarean section, because then the outcome in terms of gut bacteria colonization for each is different. That's what scientists have found, that it's different. But it can be improved with diet. So again, breastfed infants would have a greater diversity in their gut bacteria compared to bottle-fed babies. And so, I mean, like I said last week, and yeah, various studies say it as well, diet is actually the major component for actually helping to vary the biodiversity of your gut bacteria. Your diet, what you eat, the components, the fiber content, insoluble fiber, soluble fiber. And it's important to always ensure that on a daily basis there is a mix of this in our diet. The Mediterranean type of diet has been found to be really good for gut health, for the growth of gut bacteria, for a diversity in gut bacteria. So it's important to bear that in mind, that that's a way of just, you know, self-helping to help your gut bacteria to have diversification. The third thing that really affects gut bacteria is antibiotic therapy. So this would be antibiotic that you take in yourself for treatment or through food, because in a lot of countries antibiotics are used to treat livestock, to treat animals. Sometimes it's for treatment, sometimes it's just to influence their growth and to ensure that they grow quick and bigger. So whilst yes, these are being regulated in various countries, but the fact remains that farmers do use these antibiotics on their animals, and these, even in minute quantities, still get transferred to us as human beings. So again, there's ongoing research as to how do these minute quantities actually affect humans when this is ingested. So I mean, if you think about it, antibiotic that's been administered to an animal to help their growth and to help them to increase in weight. So even in minute quantities, when this gets into a human, what could this potentially do? So all this is still being looked at. So the key thing now is, how can we increase our gut bacteria population and diversity? So it comes down to increasing dietary fiber, soluble and insoluble fiber. I will be putting more information at the bottom of this video in relation to what is soluble fiber and what is insoluble fiber. So, and predominantly vegetables, root vegetables, leafy vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and legumes. And the second way is probiotics. So probiotics are actually formulated living microorganisms. So it's formulated into a tablet or a capsule, and yes, so they are live bacteria which get taken, swallowed, to increase gut bacteria. And there are so many different probiotics on the market. So please be guided by your nutritionist or your nutritional therapist, your dietitian, or even your GP, your medical practitioner. So be guided by them so that you are taking the right quantity for the right thing, because there can be different probiotics recommended for different things. So so that's it about the gut microbiome for now. Thank you for listening. Stay well, stay healthy. It's possible to live long and live well at the same time. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.